I think one of the things we do, we don't let them drink on the clock for 1 million reasons.
For one
But
million
that's
reasons.
a very common practice.
Yeah.
I think that aids in the environment. Like this is a job. We're here to have fun, be goofy, make friends, watch TV, play music, make bad jokes. But, they're not up there drinking, and they're not part of the party in that regard.
Have you heard the saying, the opposite of addiction is connection? We at the Addiction Prevention Coalition know that there's truth in that adage. And so we are fighting addiction face to face, conversation by conversation, creating connection. Here at The Shield, our new podcast, no topic is off limits because there are no limits when it comes to substance use disorder. Welcome to The Shield. This is where we sit down face to face. We talk about how mental health and substance use impacts all facets of Birmingham. And at the same time, we sort of shed some light on some, maybe some things about Birmingham that you didn't know. So with me today is somebody who, in full transparency, we just met in person, and was recommended to me by my boyfriend, Elvis, because I was looking for somebody who would be a good kind of different guest to end the season on. So this is our season finale, and I've really liked so far where we've been able to bring on guests that have been a little different that people might not be expecting, especially when you're talking about like a substance use or a mental health podcast that can be a little boring. And I think we've really done a good job of not making it boring. But so when I first was visiting here, before I moved here to Birmingham, Black Market Bar and Grill, the one on 280, was maybe like the second place I went to. And now there's a new location at Avondale, which is very exciting because that's much closer to where I live. And come to find out that one of the owners of Black Market Bar and Grill, I think is going to have some really interesting stuff to share with us today. So without further ado, George Cowgill, who is owner, Black Market Bar and Grill. Welcome, George.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
First of all, I don't eat meat, but your egg rolls are really good.
You don't eat meat?
I don't eat meat, but they're very good.
A little picking and...
Yeah, I mean, they're good. I really can't, I'm not even going to pretend like I haven't eaten them.
I could have them make you some vegetarian sometime.
Yes, if this goes well. Okay, so no pressure.
But yeah.
So thank you so much for joining.
I'm glad to be here.
And seriously, I was talking to Elvis because he, he goes to restaurants and bars all the time for his job. And I was like, I really want somebody who we could talk to that people wouldn't be expecting. And right away, your name came up. And I think that it makes sense for a lot of reasons. But then right when your name came up, then I started reading an article about a thing that you did like way back in the day with like a straight edge punk rock venue or something. Okay, so I would like to start wherever you would like to start. But you're born and raised here, right?
Born and raised in Birmingham. I grew up in Eastlake. Live in Crestwood now. I haven't traveled too far from the original destination. A few miles west. That's about it. Retired Birmingham firefighter.
Oh, I didn't know that. How long were you a firefighter?
Did it 17 whole years. And second generation, I followed my dad's footsteps. We worked in the same neighborhoods. So I grew up idolizing him. And he's still around, still kicking.
Wow.
And he retired, and I came on a few years after he retired.
Wow. And so I didn't know this about you. So being a first responder, I mean, that's a pretty heavy job.
It was nuts.
Yeah.
I tell people my first bar was called the Speakeasy, and it was downtown.
While you were a firefighter?
Well, in 2006, at the exact same time I got hired on the fire department, the owner of the property called and said, you know what? A really good guy named Tony Truitt. He does a podcast. He's a great guy. Still talk to him from time to time. And he called me the same week they hired me and said, you know what? Let's go for it. If you want to rent this space, you can. It was perfect for what we were doing. So life was really, really interesting.
Right.
Then.
Right. And were you a firefighter in Eastlake?
Yes, I was
Yes, you were.
assigned at Station 19. It's right there in the heart of Eastlake.
Yeah. Wow.
An unfunny story. The entire time I was there at 19, I did most of my career at 19. We were the busiest station in the state of Alabama. And then I screwed around and got promoted, and they moved me to a station near Legion Field.
Uh-huh.
And that year was the first time 19 lost that title. And we lost it to the station that they'd moved me to. I took it with me.
I was going to say, does trouble follow you?
I think it does. I'm a harbinger of sorrow.
A harbinger of sorrow.
I was trying to think of a goofy way to put it.
Holy moly.
I don't
Whoa.
know. I'm not very, all things happen for a reason, but it followed me, Nichole.
Whoa.
It followed me like a horror movie across town.
Wow.
So, and I mean, I was, good or bad, I was very well known that I was at 19.
Yeah.
Just antics and black market. And
Uh-huh.
so everyone knew. It came with me. And when they sent that out, they were like, well, George took it with him. Yes, he did.
So you were a firefighter.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you started Speakeasy,
Yes, ma'am.
which again, I'm not from here. So how long did that exist? How was
downtown,
that? Yeah.
It was before downtown exploded into the mecca it is now.
Mm-hmm.
We were down there with nothing on 3rd Avenue North. And it was great. It was a lot of fun. It was just a bar, no food.
Okay.
And that was 2006. In 2009, we opened up a black market on 280.
Okay.
And
So that's the original
black market.
Black
Yes,
market.
ma'am,
Okay.
280. And then a few years after that opened up and it took off, I was like, what if we made this Speakeasy a black market in Southside? Like moved into Southside.
Right.
So
right.
and even 2012, downtown Birmingham was not the, there's no
That's
shoe
what
shop. There
everyone
was
tells
no
me, yes.
Paramount. There was nothing. There was just us. There was no grocery. Publix. There were no Publix downtown. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting worked up.
No.
They were waiting on us to leave. I was like,
Yeah, because you're a
George,
harbinger of sorrow.
I swear, as soon exactly. But they're like, George and Speakeasy left. Okay, let's start opening stuff up now. And now we can put the grocery store in.
Wow.
But so we moved that 2012.
Yeah, I mean, now there's like an Outback. Like, that's nuts. Yeah.
So we moved that
So you moved
Speakeasy
to
into
5 Points.
Southside, yes,
Okay.
and we were there from 2012 until last year.
Yep.
When we finally got tired of the violence up there and moved to Avondale.
To Avondale.
Yes.
And, I mean, I'm going to ask a dumb question, but some people would be like, well, isn't Avondale violent?
I mean, this whole town could be a little bit better, but Southside at the time, we were having some real problems. Not inside the building, outside.
Was that before the folks in blue showed up? The ones that I forget their name, but they restaurant business owners pay a little bit of
Caps.
Yes. Was that before them?
It was before Caps. They'd been
Okay.
talking about Caps for years.
That's what I've heard.
Not going off on a tangent. When the problems arose, we started meeting with the landlord and sending emails to the city and talking to them. And a resolution, we got to do something. And they kept saying they'd get back to me. And a month later, no one got back to me. And a month later, no one got back to me. And they're like, well, Caps is coming. And, I mean, Caps is good, but, I mean, they're not even armed. I mean, so
it's a tool in the toolbox.
Right. I mean, yes.
Yeah. And I know that this year, to date, that violent crimes are down. They could still, of course, be lower, but I know that they're down where they were in previous years. But still a lot of work to be done.
We'd been out for 3 weeks when they had that shooting at the club next door, and the bullets went across the wall of our patio.
Wow.
So, they killed 4 people and shot 21 that night.
Yeah.
And that was world news. And before then, a lot of people would ask me, why y'all leaving Southside? Why y'all leaving Southside? After that, no one asked.
Yeah. But now you're in Avondale.
Now we're in Avondale.
And
we're in the shadow of the brewery and the concerts and
that's
climbing
right.
on the roof. And
that's right. How's business?
love it.
Okay.
His business is good. We're in a strong community. Love our neighbors.
Awesome.
Desire Lounge, Saturn.
Yep.
Get out of here.
Yep. I know
we
Saturn.
got some really good people around.
The music, I was just saying to you, like on the weekends, we like don't really leave the Crestwood North Avondale footprint. I mean, the live music venues, there's so many things to do. The coffee's killer. Like it's just all
Yeah, it's right there.
just right there. Yeah. And we actually, when I first moved here, I lived in 5 Points, and, I still go back there as much as I can, like to filter coffee and places like that, because I want to, patronize some of those businesses and make sure that they get business. But we're at Avondale now. So, and 280, that location is going strong.
280 stands as a testament to not letting other people tell you what can and can't work.
Oh, okay.
Because when we found that location, 2008,
Okay.
and we're doing that location, everyone was saying, but there's nothing like that over there. And my response was
Exactly.
And it was hard for the first year, and almost a year to the day, it took off, and it's been busy every day since.
Awesome.
Never underestimate what a huge parking lot will do for a business.
Oh,
it
word.
is
That's true.
that no matter what is going on over there, you got a parking space.
You got a parking space.
I mean, we have a parking space over there, so.
So one thing that I think might be a lesser known fact, and it's not for any reason other than I just happen to chat with bartenders, is you have several staff at both locations who are in long-term recovery or sober. And I was in the 5 Points location one time, and the bartender, you all were just getting ready to move, and the bartender was telling me that at that day, there were 6 people who worked at that location who were all in recovery.
Sounds about right.
And some people would listen to that and go, huh? Like they're working at a bar, and I just don't get it. So why do you think that you've been able to retain so many staff who choose not to use substances but are working around them all day?
Part of it, I don't drink, so I'm straight edge. So
Okay.
I think that might be some sort of a draw for them.
And what, for those people like Ronnie who do not know what straight edge is, what is straight edge?
Straight edge.
I mean, knowing that you're not the spokesperson for the straight edge movement.
Straight edge essentially means you don't drink, don't smoke, do drugs. It came from a punk band called Minor Threat in the early 80s. And
Did they sing about it, or
They
was
did.
they sang about
They're
it?
saying very, very literal on the nose lyrics.
Really?
And
Modern Threat? Because that I'm not,
Minor Threat.
Minor Threat.
Minor Threat.
Minor
Yes,
Threat.
One of the greatest hardcore bands of all time. One thing that kids would do is they would X their hands when they're straight edge. And that came from underage kids in clubs getting hands X'd. I mean, they weren't allowed to drink.
Right.
So that's where it came from.
Right.
So they took that as a moniker and ran with it. And like, okay, we're not going to drink.
And like and they're proud of it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Like it's a point of pride, really, for a lot of people.
Ian MacKay is the lead singer of Minor Threat. He came up with Straight Edge, wrote the lyrics and all that. And one thing he said in a documentary, and I've lived my life by this, is he's like, the people in this town, they're in D.C., they want nothing more than to see punk rock kids running around, getting drunk, getting in fights, acting crazy, so they can say, see, I told you, and have them arrested. He's like, we're nice, we're polite, we don't do drugs, but we're punk rock, and we have the beliefs to back it up. And that's always meant something to me. I mean, when you hear that when you're 12 years old, I'm like...
Right. So my cousin, so I grew up in a family where, in an extended family on my dad's side, where alcohol was pretty widely used. All the family gatherings and things would pop off, and parties would go pretty late. And I had a cousin who for years was very into punk, and was straight edge, and he would do the black X's on his hands and like really like all out. And that was really where I had first gotten familiar with the term. Now, I will just admit to you that there were times where he got a little preachy and a little judgy. So how do you balance that because I know what he was trying to do and trying to say. I know what his motives, but sometimes the impact.
I get that completely. This was your cousin?
This was my cousin, yeah.
When was this?
So this would be in the early to mid 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he still straight edge?
No, he actually passed away from a heroin overdose. So he was straight edge for decades. And then I'm not honestly really sure what happened, but so he is no longer with us. But I remember growing up, like how cool I thought it was. Like he was so punk rock. Like he was so cool. And he was the opposite of everything that I observed, which was like counterculture, you know? And he was awesome. But sometimes he would get a little preachy and people would back off from him.
I hate saying this because of the way he passed especially, but I know very few people that were straight edge, even when I was in my teens and early 20s, that still are.
Really?
Still are.
Really?
Very few. The ones that are, including myself, are the ones that never preached. Like I don't have anything to preach. I mean, it's just for me, you know.
You might be onto something.
I've got friends that, you know, become straight edge for 6 months and they tattoo it across their stomach and their back and tell other people what to do and not do. And that, you know, then they would start drinking again. Now they got a straight edge tattoo.
Yeah.
I got my first straight edge tattoo last year just because my daughter, God love her, she's 25, she's straight edge.
Really?
And so I was like, man, I've got a 25-year-old daughter straight edge. I deserve one. You
yeah,
know? I was like,
right. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But you might be onto something because, like this morning, I was telling you I was in some fifth grade classrooms before we started recording, and one student asked me, "Well, why do people do bad things?" Like, ask that question, and I go, "Well, I'm not really here to say what's bad or good or right or wrong. Like, I can tell you what's a healthier choice." But so I'm wondering if that, I don't want to say judgment, but what the preachiness.
I've always felt like maybe they were trying to convince themselves to.
Interesting.
That's just something I've thought of.
Interesting.
I mean, over the years I've seen, I'm telling you, one hand the number of people that I can name that have been straight edge for more than 20 years.
Wow.
Hey, one of them works at Saturn.
Really?
Yeah, Parsons. And we talked off mic, but my friend Jason Wasserman up in Detroit.
Yeah.
Dr. Wasserman, he's straight edge.
Really?
Yeah, that's who I owned the little music club we did back in the day with. It was me and him.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me about this. So you weren't like shouting it from the rooftops that you're straight edge, but you also opened a straight edge punk rock club.
It was.
And when was this? And where was I, Ronnie? Why was I not in Birmingham during this time?
This is 1996. And again, I know we talked off mic about Tarrant.
Okay, I know why I wasn't here because I would have been like in 7th grade, but continue.
That was an ageist joke. Ronnie, how old are you?
I'm 43.
That's a little better. How old are you?
44.
Oh. Y'all still taking shots at me. Y'all are up there. I mean, like,
Taking shots. I'm cool.
my kids at work don't even take shots at me. They're in their 20s.
Okay, so picture it. It was 1996.
I swear. Clinton's in the White House, and like they're talking about this thing, the internet.
Right,
like,
the internet. The internet, yeah.
Yeah, this AOL.
Yeah, it's still dialing
Prodigy.
up. We're all playing Oregon Trail. Okay,
Yeah,
love it.
1996 in Tarrant.
Okay.
Found still mouth-watering location. It's the perfect location for a venue, aside from being in Tarrant. And
although I like Tarrant, but anyway, I like Tarrant.
No,
okay, so we got it. We got a location.
It was the politics of Tarrant ran us out.
Okay.
They ran us off.
They
ran us out. I describe it much like we were hosting a dance in the Footloose tent. They came in and shut us down. And
wow, that's my favorite movie. And they
couldn't-
said no straight edge punk rock
Well,
here.
just no, they did not like who we were, and they
Because y'all are riffraff. You've got
I guess so.
tattoos.
I mean,
What's up?
and calling it a straight edge club. Jason and I were both straight edge, but we didn't call it that. However, we were determined to keep it open. And most punk venues coming up, they get shut down. There's a bunch of kids drinking in the parking lot.
Right.
You know, 13-year-olds drinking beer in the park. That's the first thing they'll get you shut down.
And then fighting
So,
and all that
yeah,
stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
But so we were very adamant about it being a drug-free, alcohol-free zone.
All right.
And it was good. I mean, we're good neighbors. Even now, I've taken all that to like more. You know, I sweep up. You know, no trash outside. We don't put up with nonsense. You know.
How long was that club open?
We did it 96 to 99. Tarrant ran us out after a few months, and we moved downtown to downtown Birmingham, and we were there for quite a few years.
Okay, like near the Speakeasy or somewhere?
Yeah, 23rd Street.
Okay, Ronnie, had you ever been there? No, you don't strike me as a punk rock guy, Ronnie. Sorry.
But so we did that, and just again, like Straightest Club, we're just trying to keep it open.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I want to back up real quick and just say this: like, I'm straight edge for me. That's another reason I don't preach. I have no interest in telling anyone else what to do. If I think that they're harming themselves and I'm close to them, I will intervene. But I mean, that's not just alcohol. That's, I mean, anything, relationships,
right.
mental health, anything. But like, you know, I'm clearly not against drinking. You know, anything, just as long as people are responsible.
Yeah, I was going to ask, like, do people ever wonder how you could personally be straight edge and then run a bar and grill?
Well, I mean, there are tons of anonymous folks on Reddit that wonder about it all the time, very explicitly.
Oh, really?
Oh, they love me on Reddit.
Dude,
me.
First of all, I love Reddit, and I mean, there is some tea there. Like,
I'll get mad for like 5 seconds. My wife will flip out, and I'm like, they're non-playable characters. If someone's saying something anonymous,
right,
we're confident that they're not, you know, doing it from their penthouse after making some $1 billion meal or brain surgery. So I'm not really worried about it.
Well, and
also,
people
I've got friends
are judgy.
Oh,
they just are
sure.
judgy.
Absolutely. I mean, that's just the way, yeah.
Right. And if they don't like it, they don't have to go there.
Oh, I know.
Right? And you can also go there and not drink. Like, that's totally possible as well. Because you got great food.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Those egg rolls.
Some of my friends, when they start trash talking me on Reddit, they'll text me and they're like, man, you've really made it. Like, they see it as a sign of success that I'm getting dogged on Reddit. So I try and look at it that way and not let it hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
You know, what people say about me. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, you're a human. You get...
Yeah, just...
Right.
Like, I feel like I'm this really boring human. So when people write stuff about me, I'm like, they just saw what I'm doing. Like, I get up and work out and then go home and lay on the couch with dogs. Like, it's not much story there. But.
I think it's really cool. I mean, to go back for a second, I think it's really cool that you have so many staff who are sober curious, just choose not to for whatever reason.
Sure.
I mean, you have to be doing things both intentionally or unintentionally to create an environment where that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what that tells me is that there are certain practices that you have as a business owner that keeps people feeling safe, you know, and to be themselves, really.
I think one of the things we do, maybe it's phasing out of the business. I can't speak for other bars, but I mean, clearly I've never. We don't let them drink on the clock.
Yeah.
For 1 million reasons.
For one
but
million
that's
reasons.
That's a very common practice.
Yeah.
At least, maybe still to this day it is. It's got to be in some places, but I think it's also expected in that industry. And I tell my people, I said, the only professions you can drink on the job are rock stars and strippers. So other than that.
Yeah, if you're not either of those.
Like the liability of it.
Yeah.
I mean, just the gross negligence of it. I mean, there's no drink when you get off just because you're around looking at me. So I think that aids in the environment. You know, like this is a job. We're here to have fun. You know, be goofy, make friends, watch TV, play music. You know, make bad jokes. But you know, they're not up there drinking, and they're not part of the party in that regard.
I mean, that's huge. We do a lot of education to employers to try to help them figure out what are small things that they can do that aren't going to cost them a lot of money. Yours is probably saving you money.
Sure.
The things that they can do to help create a more like supportive workplace that promotes like more of the physical and mental health of their staff. And that's a really great example. That's not hard to do.
Another thing, Elise Yarbrough is my business partner.
Yes.
Awesome. This whole time, speakeasy, all black markets, everything. She's great. And we actually both give about our employees. We do, about their well-being. Like
Care.
we
Yeah.
will text them if they're, see something on Facebook or just, we try. I've had some really bad bosses over the years. I mean, that's how the whole thing started with speakeasy. I started hating my boss so bad. I was like, I'm gonna open my own bar. But I think maybe I hope they pick up on it, that we actually care on their well-being and whether they live or die. And I think that also aids into, because we've had conversations with some that one of my close friends, he's in New York right now, but works for me, sober. I don't know what, counsels others, very well involved, takes it very seriously.
Cool.
But had surgery recently, and painful.
Yeah.
Throat surgery. And so they were giving him pills, and it affected him mentally, just having to take the pills legitimately.
Yeah, while he's
right.
sober.
So,
I mean, that
we
can
would have
be a
long
real mental
talks and,
gymnastics. Yeah.
And he's a great guy. He's a goofy guy, but he's a great guy. He's a good and great goofy guy.
Love it.
But we had a lot of talks about it, and I mean, he went back to his old sponsor just to talk to him about it. I mean, he felt like it was a slide coming, and both Elise and I both reached out to him. We were very well involved in that.
Having a boss who gives a shit and treats you like a human really makes a difference. It boosts retention, it boosts loyalty, but it also just helps your staff understand that somebody's caring about them. I mean, think about how much time people spend at work.
Sure.
Right? Sometimes people spend more time with their work family than their actual family.
It becomes a second home quickly.
Right.
Quickly. I mean, you can pick up on it too, that I think our environment's working is like, just people aren't in a hurry to get out. They'll just hang around.
Oh yeah, people linger.
Right. They linger and they'll, not even just to drink, I mean, just to eat, just hang out, just because that's where their friends are.
Yeah.
So, and I like that. We're not trying to be, so many restaurants, they're all just doing the same thing. We're just trying to be like us.
I think you also do a lot of good stuff for the community. You all, I don't know if you even knew this, but Elise does. You all helped us with some food for our walk. We
did what? Yes, I knew.
Yeah, we had like a pre kind of thing, and you all were very supportive with that, and just I think what you're trying to do is make an imprint. I mean, you don't stay open for 17 years without actually like, as a local business, you're not a chain or anything like that. Like you're doing something right. So
very stubborn.
Yeah. Well, I get that. I am too. I really am. So not that there has to be anything, but what else is on the horizon for you? Or is this the thing? Have you reached it?
No.
I didn't think so.
Never enough.
You do seem stubborn. Okay.
Never enough.
So what's next on the horizon?
For me?
Sure.
For me, I write. I write a lot. I've had a couple of books published in the past, nonfiction.
Okay. Way to just slide that in. Nonfiction? Like, what are we writing about?
Fire and punk rock and death.
Fire and punk rock and death. Why,
all the stuff we talked about.
Oh, okay. Harbinger of Sorrow. Should that be your next title?
That's a good one, though.
Okay, it's a really good
one. The first one's called An Account of Everything, An Account of Nothing. And the second one is called Unsung and Uncounted, and it was stories that I loved that I couldn't fit into the first book.
Whoa, okay.
They both came out about, first one was maybe 10 years ago.
All right.
I write a lot. I'm just trying to get more stuff published.
Okay.
I've got a finished fictional book or novel now that I'm trying to get out there.
What's that one about?
It's called The End of Everything, and it's about 3 teenagers navigating their way in a small southern town amongst a lot of bad history from there. The past generations.
Yeah. Whoa. Well, maybe when that book gets published, you can come back and we could talk about that, because I have a feeling there would be a lot of overlap with substance use and mental health and generational
There's quite a
trauma
good bit in it.
and all the things.
So, yeah. Writing's on the horizon. Just keeping at it with Black Market.
Love that.
My daughter's a writer, too, so.
The 25-year-old straight edge
Yes.
daughter? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
She's, I don't know where she came from, because me
I
and her
do.
mom are both idiots. And she was on the dean's list, and I was like, what? She writes plays? Oh, my God, she's so smart.
Really?
Smart as a whip, yeah.
Really? So I feel like you're kind of, and I'm sure you get this all the time, and this is where I want to end it, but, you know, when Elvis suggested you come on the podcast, I had never really met you, and I was like, really? Like, I don't know how this is going to go.
Bozo.
Well, no, from the outside, you seem a little intimidating.
I get that.
You get that a lot, right? But you're not. And you're kind of like a big old teddy bear, honestly.
I tell people,
and then there's so many layers to you, I feel like.
one time I had my daughter in Atlanta for it was a Comic-Con anime convention.
Okay.
Her deal, not mine.
I was going to say,
And I was chaperoning her and a few friends.
Okay.
And we were at a hotel, not that far, 3 blocks. And I would let them go do their thing. Then I go back to the hotel and just sit and write. And they wanted to go to it was an all teenagers dance. Like, they were not letting anyone over 18
Okay.
in. So, I mean, it was just for little kids. I mean, kids under 18. And they went, and she texted me, and she was just like, I forgot my purse. No, I'm sorry. She took her purse and they wouldn't let her bring it in.
Oh.
So I was like, I'll come down there and get it. So I went down the main streets, and some football game had just let out, and the streets are just covered. And we're downtown Atlanta. And here's me, and I'm just carrying her little
purse.
And I said that for years, you know, I'd spent hours in the gym to get muscles and tattoos. I'm like a porcupine, so people will leave me alone.
Right.
You know, but I'm just a super nice guy carrying this
Carrying
purse.
this little purse for
I
your
was like, she
daughter.
undid all that in one fell swoop with the purse thing. So, but yeah, I think I'm nice. I think I'm nice to everyone I come across. I try my hardest to be nice to everybody. I really do.
You just said
think it's
like
important.
the sweetest thing in the world, which is that you kind of like did all this like to be like a little porcupine, but like really like people just want to like give you a hug and cheer you on. Like that is like the sweetest thing I've ever heard, and I kind of love it.
Well, thank you kindly.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I wish nothing but the best success for you, not just with Black Market, but like you as like a human, you know?
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and thank you for everything you're doing to support like mental health in the workplace. I really, really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah. If you liked what you heard, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of like speechless looking at this man who like is just carrying a little purse, thinking about that image. If you liked what you heard, and I know you did, please consider rating, reviewing, and subscribing to The Shield. And we will see you next season. Thank you, George.